You just got $1 billion. Nice. But there's a catch. If you don't spend it all in the next 24 hours, you could lose everything you buy. Oh, and you can't buy the same thing twice. Easy peasy. Right? Welcome to Alux, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Alright, so let's set the scene, okay? You're in your apartment, barefoot, your hair is a mess, you're still in your PJs. It's 6:47 a.m. and you just got handed a credit card with $1 billion on it. No taxes, no limits, no strings attached. Your only job is to spend all of it before this time tomorrow. You're excited, you're feeling impulsive, but most of all, you're hungry. So you do what any newly rich lunatic with no plan would do. You open up your delivery app and order food from 5 restaurants. And since money is a joke right now, you pay for priority delivery and tip 200% on every order. The pizza guy is the first one to arrive, so you give him a $1,000 bonus and tell him to buy his mom something nice. But you're just getting warmed up here. When you start to get dressed, you notice that your closet looks a little basic. So you hire a personal shopper. They FaceTime you from a luxury boutique and start clearing the racks for you. Plus, if you're gonna look like a million, scratch that, $1 billion, you might as well feel like it too. So while you're waiting for your new closet to arrive, you call a full spa team. Masseuse, facialist, manicurist, the works. There's no better way to start the day, right? Now that you look and feel like a brand new person, you head to the nearest mall. You get yourself a PS5, an Xbox, 50 games for each one, the new Nintendo Switch 2, a VR headset, a racing simulator rig, a brand new sound system, and a massive 8K TV. That should be enough to give your apartment a major upgrade, but what about your own tech stack? Well, easy fix. You just walk into the Apple store and tell one of the employees, yeah, I'm looking for one of everything and only the latest and greatest. 10 minutes later, you're walking out with the newest iPhone, iPad, a pair of AirPods Max, a new Apple Watch, and a top-of-the-line MacBook Pro with all the upgrades. You even throw in a Vision Pro with 1 terabyte of storage for $3,899 because, hey, why not? By the time you get back home, the personal decorator you hired has given the place a total makeover, and now it even smells rich. But even after all of that, something is missing. Ah, yes, space. So you book the most expensive hotel suite in the city. It's been a fun day so far, but that is when you finally glance at your tracker. Only $2,447,540. That's it? That's less than 1/4 of 1% of $1 billion. And that's when you realize, okay, splurging on all of the little fantasies isn't gonna cut it. You've got 17 hours left and roughly $997.5 million still begging to be burned, so it's time to think bigger. You need to start thinking like a rich person. So, you've spent the morning running around through delivery apps and luxury boutiques. Now it's time to go outside and really start to play with that money. First stop, watches. Your phone battery dies while you're looking for stuff to buy online, so naturally you buy a $50,000 Rolex Daytona on the spot, just to check the time, you know? And because one watch is never enough, you immediately snag a Patek Philippe Nautilus for $289,000. Then the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore for $175,000. You top it off with a Richard Mille RM11 for $612,000. And why not? A Cartier turquoise and diamond tiara for $350,000, and a single 35-carat Graf diamond ring for $3 million straight off a historic auction block. You'll probably forget you even bought these things. Then it hits you. Oh my god, cars. That's how you're gonna spend everything. You walk into an Audi dealership and buy a top-of-the-line RS7. Full price, no questions asked. You drive it off the lot and enjoy that new car smell while you take it straight to the BMW dealership where you buy an i8 for your trip to the Mercedes dealership where you grab a fully loaded G-Wagon. Then drive that to Tesla, buy yourself a Model S, 3X, and Y, as well as a Cybertruck, all with full self-serving capabilities so they can drive themselves to Porsche, where you buy yourself 5 more cars. Each time you buy a new one, you pay in full, but the thing is, you can't even really drive them all, so you hire a professional chauffeur service and a storage team to manage the logistics. By now, the keys are piling up like poker chips, and you realize you'd better make it in time to check into your luxury hotel suite. But you'd have to drive all the way across the city, and you don't have time for that, or frankly, the patience for waiting in traffic. But who needs roads anyway? You book a same-day helicopter ride across the city, and while you're in the air, you call the personal concierge the hotel provided and give them a challenge. Here's $1 million. Spend it all in the next hour. Don't tell me what it's for, just make it unforgettable. And while you're in the air with nothing but city lights beneath you and the clock ticking fast, you realize something. This is the way life should feel, right? Effortless, curated, elevated. Every minute is designed to get you closer to who you truly are meant to become. Believe it or not, this exact feeling is precisely why we built the Alux app. Inside, we've got every tool, lesson, mindset, and habit that you need to make success feel inevitable. All in one place, all structured for you and waiting right in your pocket. It's kind of like having your own concierge for personal growth and success. Hundreds of thousands of ambitious professionals, creators, and entrepreneurs already use the Alux app every day because it's built from the ground up to make a real difference in your life. So if you're serious about leveling up, don't wait until somebody suddenly turns you into a billionaire, okay? Just download the app, scan that QR code on screen, and you'll get 25% off your yearly plan. If there's any one decision the future you will thank you for, my friend, it is this one. All right, now let's check in on what your concierge has gotten for you. So your helicopter ride ends with you landing on the roof of the hotel suite, like you're in a Bond movie or something. The concierge has hired your city's best chef to cook a private lunch for you. Kobe beef that melts in your mouth, beluga caviar, and sushi wrapped in gold leaf seaweed. Since, of course, you don't want to eat in silence, they also book a 30-minute performance from a world-famous DJ that happens to be in town. At the end of the show, while you enjoy your ridiculously overpriced ice cream, you get a show. $50,000 worth of fireworks going off just for you. You sit down to digest the food and check your tracker. $10,437,321. That is 1% of $1 billion, and now you only have 12 hours left. So you think, okay, I'm burning through cash faster now, but everything I'm doing still feels like play, and I feel like there's nothing left for me to buy. Here. If you really want to spend big, you need to fly somewhere that's designed for people who have nothing better to do than spend money. So time to pick your playground. Alright, so by this point, you've upgraded your life and had a hell of a time, but if you're gonna burn money at scale, you need to be in a city where money is expected to burn. So you do what any logical person with no financial constraints would do. You buy yourself a Gulfstream G700 private jet, the same jet that guys like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Saudi royalty use, and start planning a trip. Yes, in that order. The price of that is $78 million, but who's counting anyway? Also, if you're gonna do this right, you need a team to follow you around everywhere you go and make your life effortless. So you hire a private chef, fashion stylist, massage therapist, security team, and 2 executive assistants for the day. And you charter a second plane just for them and their luggage. But a little jet isn't gonna cut it though, so you pick an Airbus ACJ319neo. That's another $800,000 gone before takeoff. And they're gonna have to travel back, so double it. While you're already in the air, you survey your options for a spending paradise. Vegas, Monaco, Singapore, but ultimately there's only one place where you can spend $1 billion in a day. So you order a custom Rolls-Royce Phantom with a chauffeur waiting for you at Dubai International. Your driver takes you straight to your first stop, an ultra-exclusive luxury car dealership. In one afternoon, you buy a Bugatti Chiron for your assistant, a Pagani Huayra for your bodyguard, an Aston Martin Valkyrie for your masseuse, a Ferrari 458 Speciale for your personal chef, and a Lamborghini Huracan for yourself, of course. For a lowly price of $12 million, your team gets to follow you around in a fleet of supercars. And because you're in the mood to go fast, you rent out a Formula One racetrack for the day and hire pro drivers to teach you and your entourage how to race like the elite. But you're not done. Back in the city, you stop by a private jewelry auction and buy a $4 million diamond necklace on impulse. You don't even know who you're going to give it to, it just looked pretty. And since you're in an acquisitive mood, you head to Sotheby's, where a rare art auction is already underway. You walk in quietly, then outbid everyone on everything. Picasso, Basquiat, Hockney, Banksy, some guy who thought selling a blank canvas for $1 million was genius. All now yours. As the room stares in disbelief, your wire transfer goes through. Total damage? $42 million. Now, unfortunately, that only impresses the people in that room, so you buy a billboard in Times Square for 24 hours to spread the word. To end the afternoon, you buy a top-floor penthouse in the Burj Khalifa. $30 million paid in full. Then you spend another $5 million to furnish it overnight with express teams flown in from Milan and Tokyo. And while those guys are still fluffing your pillows, you host a party for the Dubai elite. But you don't personally know any of them, so you just pay 100 of them to show up. Influencers can easily be bought, okay? $100K for a few hours of their time plus a $100K gift bag for each of them. You fly the entire staff from a 3 Michelin star restaurant to do the catering, and you hire Drake to perform a 40-minute private set. His price is $6 million, but that's like pennies to you. By 10 p.m., you've got art on the walls, champagne in your glass, and an entire city lit up around you. When you say goodbye to the last of your guests, you check your tracker and you've spent $215.5 million. Man, okay, $1 billion is a lot of money. You've got $784.5 million left to burn and the clock is ticking. Only 8 hours left to go. So at this point, you realize that real money isn't spent in luxury stores or private showrooms. It would be a shame to lose all that stuff you bought if you don't hit that $1 billion in 24 hours, though, so you pick up your phone and you start making some phone calls. First move, global real estate acquisition at scale. You hire a team of elite negotiators, give them all a black card funded with $5 million, charter a small private jet for each of them, and send them out to secure deals on your behalf. 5 to the biggest cities in the US, 5 more to Spain, France, England, Italy, and Germany, 5 more across Asia from Moscow to Tokyo to Seoul, 5 to South America, think Sao Paulo, Buenos Aires, Cartagena, another 5 to Africa, and 1 lone agent to Australia just to cover that last continent. Just like that, you've bought real estate on 6 continents in under 60 minutes. Meanwhile, you board your new Gulfstream to complete your own mission to buy something with history and potential. On that flight, you negotiate a deal to buy a European football team outright, and by the time you land, the contract is ready to sign and the money is sent. $100 million. Cool. Now you spend $25 million to slap your name on a university building at an Ivy League school. The sign is installed within the hour. You acquire a private hospital in Los Angeles for $80 million and turn it into a luxury wellness clinic, offering full-body longevity programs, and of course, you get priority treatment for life. You buy a media company with a problem keeping the lights on and give it a $50 million cash injection. In return, they start writing the story of your life. What I learned spending $1 billion in 24 hours. It's 4 a.m. and it's been a wild ride, but wait. Your tracker says you've only spent $593 million. You now own a hospital, a football club, a private jet, 26 $5 million properties around the world, plus the most luxurious property in all of Dubai. And how many cars? And somehow, you're still not done, not even close, which means you're left wondering, how do you spend $407 million in 2.5 hours? There is nothing left to buy. Well, that is, it's sort of true. You've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on yourself, but that's when it hits you. What if I start spending on other people? What if I do something that actually matters here? So you do. You ease the student loan debt of an entire graduating class at an underfunded university. $50 million cleared in one click. You wire another $50 million to an NGO that builds water wells in sub-Saharan Africa. You erase $50 million in medical debt for 25,000 families. Just like that, lives restart, credit scores reset, burdens vanish. You invest another $50 million to retrofit 5 children's hospitals with modern tech, sensory therapy spaces, and on-site housing for struggling families. And then you go even bigger, okay? You fund a global scholarship program with a $100 million endowment designed to outlive you and educate 1,000 gifted students who can't pay for college now and for generations. And to tie that bow up nice and neat, you set up a $100 million global relief fund ready to deploy at a moment's notice in case of earthquakes, floods, or wildfires. When the next crisis hits, your name shows up, not on a yacht, but on a plane full of aid. All right, it is 6:30 a.m. now, okay? 7 minutes to go, and that leaves you with $7 million. Enough to make one last move, something personal. So you wire $1 million to your best friend because you never forgot how they supported you when you were broke. You wire your parents $2 million in a check with a note that says, "You're retired now." You donate another $3 million to the school in your hometown to build a new library, upgrade the computers, and make sure the next generation gets a better shot. Whatever's left, you donate it to the local animal shelter and cover every adoption fee for the next 10 years. Everybody needs a friend, right? So you started off this day ordering burgers from 5 different restaurants, buying everything Apple has to offer, and more cars than you could ever need in a lifetime. But now you realize maybe the biggest flex isn't that you spent $1 billion, okay? It's that you spent it well. All right, Alexer, remember, okay, if you're serious about building this kind of lifestyle, the Alux app is the perfect place to begin, okay? So scan that QR code on screen and you'll get that 25% off discount. And hey, if you enjoyed this video on spending $1 billion, you're definitely gonna love our video on how to make $1 billion. You can watch that right now by clicking the thumbnail on screen. But anyway, thanks for watching, all right? That's all for today. We'll see you back here next time, my friend. Until then, take care.